We met online, and then we started talked for about 3 months before we actually met. 3 years before we got serious, just still getting to know each other, still talking, living our life. He had kids. It was a little difficult for him to, I guess, trust people at the time. I'd always been around kids. I babysat from a really young age. My friends in college always made fun of me. They knew, they always said, "I don't know whose kid you have today." I've always enjoyed being around children. I became a teacher. You're teaching them, but they're also teaching you. And I think that helped me prepare myself in being a mother, because I see every day what kids go through, or what their experiences are, and how I will make their life better. A family that's already established is always hard to kind of like you're puncturing, because you're going into the middle of something that's already made and put together. So you're having to be who you are, but also take in who they are and figure how that's going to work together. I grew up in a very strict household on my dad's side. My mom was more relaxed. She still didn't play any games with me, but my dad was definitely more strict. So for me, I had to realize where I was going to fall in the middle of that. I don't want to be friends. You're going to have to, have a boundary there. I'm going to have to be a parent first. But I do want my children to come to me and talk to me and be able to relate to me and know that I'm not perfect. I have a past, just like they have a past, or we'll eventually have a past. But knowing that it is okay to take things as they come. Growing up, actually, I've had step parents in my life, so I think I had that experience on my end and knew what that did or did not need to look like in my household. I was not prepared. I never thought I would have stepchildren, but I always thought I would adopt, so it's kind of funny how that went hand in hand. But I've always felt that I would always have another child that did not come from me. And I like the quote says, "You didn't come from my heart, but you grew in it." And that's very important to me, because I am a step parent now. And I think sometimes we only look at parents who birth a child as their parent. And if you're sitting there, you're going through all the transitions as a mother does. You're doing the things with the child. You're going to doctor's appointments, ball games, discipline, building a relationship. It's the same thing. It doesn't change who the person you are to the child or who the child is to you. It's all about in perspective of how you treat the situation. Stresses through life come day to day, sometimes moment to moment, week to week, month to month. It could be every day sometimes as well. But the biggest thing is with parenting is you have to realize your children feed off of your energy. They see what you're going through, how you're responding to things, which teaches them how to respond and react to things as well. So just trying to remember when we had a family business that actually went into failure and we had to shift our whole lives. We moved from Jackson to Murfreesboro. That was a big deal for us, and we realized that we're going to have to not stress and show our stress in front of our children, but also to help us relax and calm down. We're just going to have to keep everything as normal as possible, be as regular and normal as we can be, and that also helped them to realize this is not going to be as culture shocking as it could be. Actually, I feel like it went very well for all of us, considering we picked up and left the only family that my husband had. He's never moved, and he moved here not having anyone here but me and my family that he was just kind of getting to know very well once we got here. It's one thing to become a step parent, but it's even more to have children of your own. I've always had a baby on my hip, like I said before, but having my own child was a different experience. I can't put into words what that feels like until you experience it. I guess it's hard to kind of explain. I hear the expression a lot, it's your heart beating on the outside, and that's really the truth. My child is wild, he's 2, full of life, full of energy, and he keeps me on my toes. I try to make sure I'm equal to both of them. I buy things for both children. I don't show one more attention than the other, and knowing that she matters to me just as much as he does. So I'm just as much there for her as I am for him, and I try to take an active part in her life. Events she has, like she did choir this year, so I made sure I was at her choir events and cheering her on for that. She's very shy, so that was a big deal that she did that. Don't be hard on yourself. Day to day, it changes. The relationship changes, things change in your life day to day, and it's very important for you to remember who you are and stay true to your faith and know who God has designed you to be. There's a reason why you're in your children's life. That's the reason why He gave them to you. It matters every day. What the choices you make matters to them, and it matters to you. train your children the way they should go, and they will not depart from it. And that's a very important scripture, I feel like, when you're parenting in any aspect, if you're a single parent or in the middle of a family. The verse means the same. I feel like right now it's all the things. You know, you're taking on being a mom, most importantly first. I always make that the first priority. I'm a teacher at Head Start, but I'm also transitioning into a positive behavior support teacher, which means I'll be working with behavior. So I'm taking on 2 roles on top of being a mom, doing 2 different tasks on Zoom meetings, 2 different calls, or sometimes 3 to 4 calls throughout the week. And then I sell Matilda Jane clothing. So quarantine has been a little crazy. We've been in the house, but we've been trying to get outside and just letting the kids be themselves, trying to keep them kind of in routine, not letting them get too crazy off their sleep schedules and the normal things we normally do as a family, even though we're inside. You just don't ever know what your story's gonna be.